is laid out in the Yeshua letters. So this program is going to be about a year long. JM has pre-recorded a bunch of darshans, and darshans are basically videos that he's made of him talking about different passages within the book. And then once a month, he's going to go live with all of us that are part of it. The price is $150 a month. You can pay in full. You can donate extra money. You can ask for a scholarship. He'll make it accessible to anybody that wants to be a part of it. And I know that everybody says that their hands are already full, but this is going to be an extraordinary journey. Priyanka and I have registered. Claire, did you register? Nina registered.
And it's so funny because I ordered the book and it just came on Monday. And I started reading it, and then it was like, oh, third time's a charm. I have this thing where if I see or hear something 3 times, then it's like, okay,
Yeah.
pay attention.
Oh, you know what? That's actually a really good tool. If spirit says the same thing to you 3 times, like tell this person, and you're like, nope. They say tell this person, you're like, nope. The 3rd time it comes around, and that's my deal with Jay. I get to say no to him twice, and then all bets are off. But if something comes around 3 times, spirit really wants you to act on it or speak on it, you know, or do something about it.
So that's why I registered.
Yeah, for any of you that feel the pull or the call, it's gonna be a really extraordinary journey of getting closer to Jesus than, you know, any of us ever thought was possible. And I was very proud of Priyanka for signing up on her own. In fact, she was encouraging Willem to come join us. I'm being told that there's one more person that to share about what happened with the Akashic healing. Who else? Matthew, did you get to do the work? Did you get to practice it?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I did watch the class though from last.
Okay, good. Yeah, that, I mean,
Awesome.
The sessions that were done were really powerful. And guys, make sure to have it done on you as well as you doing it on others. Like, it's really important to do both ways, because you'll learn as much going through it as you do facilitating it. Are there any questions about Akashic healing before we move on? It's still the fundamental core program that all this is based on. I wish I could share this soup with all of you. It's so delicious. Okay. So then let us move to quantum communication. Did everybody get a copy of the quantum communication book that Priyanka had mailed out?
Is it the same workbook as last time, or was there any updated stuff? I have the one from the time before.
Yeah, the one from the time before is fine. I think the only thing we did, Ellen, was we took one of the processes out and moved it over to quantum relationships. But you know, you'll get that new version. All right, let me pull it open.
Wait, look who says hi. Wow, kitty.
That cat. I have 4 little claw marks in my right knee from.
So I woke up with this right here. I'm like, what the heck? I think I got attacked in my sleep by this little creature.
Yeah. Okay. So this next exercise, Priyanka, gosh, I meant to invite Jill to this class because she loves this class so much. This next exercise is called Clean Slate. I love, for some reason, my PDF of quantum communication is not opening.
Sapphire, no.
Do you want me to email it to you again?
Yeah, hold on. Let me see if I can open it from this other place. It's weird. None of these are launching. Okay, guys, hold on one second. Please forgive me.
I just sent it to you again on both of your emails.
Okay. It's opening up in Pages. Oh, that's weird. Let me see if I can have the PDF. So as we go through life, we communicate in telepathic images with each other. And as we do, there are some that come forth that are clean and some that come forth that are, I guess, what we would call dirty. So the clean slate process is a way. Wow, that's weird. It's not opening. Bianca, we got to take a look at my laptop and find out why it's doing all these weird things. Where did you send it, babe? Summer Life or Lynn?
Yeah, on both of your emails. Yeah, Lynn and both.
My girlfriend Candy looks at my phone and she says, "Does that really say that you have 20,000 unread emails?" I said, "Yes. I literally don't have time." So the clean slate process is a way of going in and looking at words, at images, at people, places, and things that we have dirty slates connected to. You know, we meet someone and they remind us of our mother, and then we're not present to them because we're thinking about the last time she said blah, 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 and the fight that we had, and this person reminds us of the school teacher, reminds us of the nun, reminds us of the priest, reminds us of the principal, reminds us of the guidance counselor, reminds us of the bully, and then we're no longer present. So I have a colored circle that's just spinning. Right. Do you all have a copy of the clean slate open in front of you? Would you start reading while my computer does whatever it does? And we'll just see where we go from here.
Okay. Psychic energy clearing techniques, aka the clean slate. While learning, be it in study or in life, a person is constantly triggering past dirty slates or mental frames which block their ability to fully understand and apply knowledge and abilities being sought. Doing the following steps with another person will handle this. These tools are useful for getting present, healing upsets, problems, and feelings of inadequacy. The clean slate process, aka precept handling, provides a method for dealing with such issues. The on a person, on a place, on a thing techniques are very powerful in clearing the slates of people, places, and things as well. One person reads a description of the material being studied or describes the areas or subject, breaking it down into parts to be cleaned. The other person then addresses the word, paragraph, area, or subject and asks the following questions. When asking these questions, allow time for the student to search their mind and feelings for the answers. Be patient and make sure to acknowledge their answers.
So-
Keep going.
Nope.
Okay.
So Priyanka, I've tried opening my Word document, my PDF document, my Pages document for the clean slate process, and I can't get any of them open. I'm going to try launching from my iPad. But
You can try right-clicking them and tell it where you want to open it.
maybe I don't have a right click.
Oh, okay.
I have a trackpad.
Well, you to right-click it,
Yeah.
you like use 2 fingers. Push on the pad with 2 fingers.
Okay, I found it. I got it on my iPad.
Okay.
And thank you to Priyanka for the gorgeous colors that she's using.
You're welcome.
Okay, so you're going to be reading materials. There's a whole sheet of materials on the back, words to do with this process, and you're going to be going through those. And if you find that you trip on the word, you mispronounce the word, you turn it into something else, or you just seem to have some energy around the word, that's particularly what it is that you want a clean slate, because there's some part of you that's not present to what's happening. So for me, when I was doing this, I think we came across the word divan, D-I-V-A-N, which is a sofa or a couch. And I got triggered into this whole memory of seeing someone having sex on a couch while babysitting. And I got freaked out. And, you know, the precept that created in my head was the couch is where you have sex with your boyfriend when you're babysitting. And a couch was never a couch. And I remember telling that to a friend of mine. She's like, you always get weird when I sit next to you on the couch. I'm like, so you clean slate it and you go back in and you find out when it was. It's almost like a little bit of incident handling, but there's another component where a person has kind of convinced you that something is a certain way. There's a belief that you have, a precept that you have about it. Uh-oh, did we just lose? All right, literally, none of these are opening. I'm closing all of these. Oh, what's going on with my computer? Okay. And there's a portion of this that is called Duns and Restraints. And Duns and Restraints is one of the most powerful processes ever. Because what happens is we feel that we have become victimized by a person, place, or thing. This person has done this to me. You know, it may be like mother, the father, the teacher, the priest, the nun, you know, the boss. But sometimes there's some aspect of society. I was talking with someone today, and they were saying that they had a lot of precepts and beliefs that came from the Bible. You know, it can be something as general as that. But when you're going through this is incredibly powerful. Is there anybody that's done this process that wants to talk about the power of this thing?
It's my favorite thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
I use it all the time. And it started to be where I feel the energy around something. Like it used to be, I feel, you know, there's a belief or there's a word that has energy around it, and it would take me to the past. So it takes you to a memory, it takes you to the past, and it robs you from the present. And
so well said.
And what's happening now is that my pattern is that I deal with it as soon as it comes up. So I don't get taken to the past anymore. I stay here. And so I've been able to feel, even when I'm reading, when I'm hearing a word out loud or internally, I can feel the energy there. And I process that word immediately because I go straight into Duns and Restraints, and it takes me a couple minutes. So it's really, really powerful. And then this is the process that helped me get rid of my thoughts. I don't know if you guys know about that. Did you tell anybody, Lynn?
I did not, babe. That's not mine to share.
So I have a video. I'll share it with you guys if you want, of Jill processing me. And I have no more thoughts. No more. Nothing happening up here.
Which is beautiful.
Yeah.
Jill and Priyanka, Claire and Priyanka, can you guys message Jill and ask her if she could possibly come join us? Because hands down, this is her freaking favorite process. Should have thought to invite her earlier. They got away with me when I quadruple booked. Can you just see if she's available to come join us on Soma Life classes? Because the way that she talks about this process and the power of this process is just extraordinary. All right, Matt, you want to pick up reading the actual process itself? Like the instructions?
Yeah, you got it. The clean slate process. Number 1, what does that mean to you? Have the person look to their mind or the dictionary for the answer and tell you what it means to acknowledge their answer.
So
Keep
let's say you're clean slating the word psychic. What does that mean to you? If they can give you a verbatim dictionary definition, we've all agreed the dictionary definitions are what a word means, then you know that the word is clear for them. But if they're like, oh, psychics are those jerks that I literally had a student in class when we were running the Psychic Development Academy, and he said, a psychic killed my sister. And I said, excuse me? And he said, my sister went to see a psychic, and the psychic said, take this egg home, and if there's blood in the egg, you're dead within a week. And my sister opened up the egg, and there was blood, and she died within a week. My sister, the psychic killed my sister. Now, did that really happen? I don't know, I wasn't there. But that was a precept that he had to clear. Continue.
Number 2, does that remind you of anything? Have the person look to their mind or emotions for the answer. If yes, ask, tell me what it reminds you of. Acknowledge their answer.
You guys want to write down their answers. Duplication causes erasure. And if you can get them to duplicate exactly what it is that they have in their mind, you're going to help them alleviate that. You're going to help them cause that to disappear. It's so fucking powerful. Okay, more, Matt?
Number 3, what precepts do you have about from thing being addressed? Get the person to look to their mind for the answer, then have them tell you the precept. Acknowledge their answer. If it is a positive precept, go to number 5. If it is a negative precept, ask number 4.
How many of you don't know what a precept is? There's a list of definitions. Will someone go to that list? And please read the definition of the word precept.
I got it. Precept, noun. A general rule intended to regulate behavior or thought.
So the 10 Commandments are precepts. There are literally galaxies where the most noble thing you can do is kill somebody. There are planets where being a rapist is like the highest honor. There are planets where if you're part of a thieves guild, you know, who gets honored is the one who stole the most. And yet we'll take murderers, thieves, and rapists and put them in jail. These are the precepts for our planet, right? Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife or do anything else to thy neighbor's wife. You know, thou shalt not steal. They're precepts, they're beliefs that have been handed down, you know, supposedly from Moses in a tablet from the top of a hill. Greatest story ever told. We have hundreds of them, we have thousands of them, we have millions of them. An incident happens. It's the question, what's the question in incident handling that lets you know a person's precepts?
Consequences.
No.
What is you?
What decision did you make as a result of this incident? A decision that someone makes about life is a precept that they now live within. Make sense? And we have so many of them. They are literally like the wallpaper of our consciousness.
Is precept and a belief, is it the same thing?
It is, but a belief is something that we've kind of determined for ourselves. A precept is usually something that's been given to us from another.
It can be a fear too, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, that's something that's the given to us by another. Whenever someone says like, I did this, myself, I'm the one to blame for taking this on. Lynn taught me about saying, no, where did it originate? Because you didn't come up with this. You took it on.
Right.
But that's their first go-to, is to feel guilty about it.
One thing that I think that is a really important point to make here, and I love that you said that, is, Jesus says all events are neutral. So the minute you put a modifier, the minute you make a decision about something, you've taken it from love to fear. Because if in the field of all things are neutral, that's where love exists, then the minute that you've modified something by adding some qualifier to it, you've immediately stepped into the land of shadow and of fear. Does that make sense? Jill! Hey, Mama. So I would like to introduce all of you, if you haven't already met her, to Mrs. Jill Amato. Jill has taken the body of work that I have brought to this community. She started a couple of years ago with me and has taken it and run with it. And if you guys have the honor of working with her, truly you're in for a treat. So I had said to her, do you want to come on the day that we teach this process? Because Jill, how do you feel about the clean slate?
I feel great about it. It's wonderful. It shows you things about yourself. I'm driving, by the way. It shows you things about yourself that's underneath by asking the right question to yourself or to someone else who wants to heal. So it's surprising. It always surprises me what comes out when I go to Spirit and I ask for guidance for them to take over and them to help me decide what to ask, what not to ask, myself or another being, and what comes out. There's so much underneath the surfaces of our conscious mind that we don't even realize is there. So digging, it's almost like I call it an excavation. So you're discovering things that you never knew were hidden when you do this clean slate process.
Yeah, it's really, really powerful. So I just want to tell you one thing about Jill that's pretty fucking cool. Somewhere along the way in my Akashic records, it was revealed to me that Jill was actually my teacher many, many lifetimes ago, and was the one that taught me these tools and techniques. So it is no surprise to me that she's come back to remember and has taken them and has run with them. So if anything ever happens to me, if I get, walk across the street, get hit by a bus and die, the person to turn to for this body of work is Jill.
So funny.
I know, just saying.
Let's just work on it together and you stick around for a while. How about that?
All right, well, at least 12 more years.
Okay.
11 and a half. Actually, it's already August, September, October. My birthday's 2 months away. By the way, my birthday is October 8th. And I will be 61. Gifts are my first love language. You're welcome. Okay. And Fred makes me the best birthday cake ever. So the order's already in. He knows my favorite. Okay. Jill, is there anything else you would want to say to them about the practice or the use of this technique?
Trust what comes up. You're not making it up. If there's ever, when you go into the breath and you invite spirit, your guides, your team, angelic beings, masters that have gone on for us to come in. They are chomping at the bit to assist you so you can move through some of these energetic stuck places within you and trust what comes up, even if it doesn't make sense. Just for that, even if it's just for that hour that you're there. So I'm just going to trust what comes up. When the hour's done, if I don't like what I heard, I don't like what I think I heard, whatever, then say I can play with those things or decide later. But honor that time that you go in, invite your guides in, ask them to assist you, and trust what comes up. It'll blow your mind. It really will. And there's a lot of healing that will come.
Thank you, baby. And thanks for checking in. Wherever it is you're driving to, I pray that you are safe.
Yeah. Thank you. My best to you all. You guys are in great hands with Lynn.
I love you.
God bless each and every one of you. I love you all. I'm mad about these processes. So yeah, I'd love to help out if anybody needs to practice sometime. My schedule is really lightened up lately. So, which is great. And,
Jill lives in Las Vegas, so she's 3 hours behind the East Coast. And what I can tell you is there was one night I had an alien on my face. I had a holodyne that was just having its way with me. And I reached out to Jill and she's like, listen, I'm out to dinner with my husband. Give me 5 minutes. She literally took her phone, walked out of the restaurant and took care of me. That's who Jill is. I say I could not possibly love her more. And then every day I wake up and she gives me another reason to love her more. So she makes my heart expand. She's remarkable. I love you, baby.
I love you too. Let me know if I can help anyway.
Okay. And
You guys are fun.
she's in the quantum graduates group. There's like 40 of you guys in there. So you can find her there, and she's, she loves to work. She's available to work. If you guys are ready to really take your healing to next level, reach out to my sweet Jill.
Excellent.
She's a badass motherfucker. All right, babe.
Excellent.
I love you. Thank you.
I love you too. Bye, everybody.
Bye. She's amazing. Whew. Okay. What number did we get up to, Maddie?
I believe it was number 4, and I think we're on 4B.
Okay. All right. So what happens now is this number 4, the duns and restraints is what we call it. Who or what has convinced you of the precept? So, if you think it's you, it's not. So you got to go back in and take another look. Someone has projected this image onto you and you've received it as your own, but it's not your own. I promise you. And the more that you release these, there's a process that you're going to learn that's called unmaking realities and then identity handling. And the power of unmaking realities is that you get to return to people what wasn't yours to start with, but you took it on, thoughts, beliefs, feelings, moods, emotions that are not yours. And it is extraordinarily powerful and freeing to return that stuff from whence it came. I had a Christian roommate, and she's like, I return you back to the dark and dusty places from whence you came. I still hear her in my head. Okay, so let's see. Damaris, will you please do 4 A, B, C, and D, baby?
Yes. Okay. What has who or what done to you? Have them tell you about it and acknowledge their answer. B. What have you done to who or what? Have them tell you about it and acknowledge their answer. C. What has or what restrained? Have them tell you about it and acknowledge their answer. You may keep going.
Yep.
D. What have you restrained? Have them tell you about it and acknowledge their answer.
And then you repeat A, B, C, and D until the person has a win or they get to cause indicators. Okay. And you'll be able to see, because all of a sudden they'll be like, oh my God, they didn't do anything to me. I did this all to myself. Ha, 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 ha. After they've been like cursing that person and saying all kinds of shit about them. And then let's see, Priyanka, number 5.
Yeah, okay. What have been consequences of having that precept? Acknowledge their answer. 6, any other consequences? Acknowledge their answer. Repeat number 6 until all the consequences have been.
So in life, everything has a cost and a benefit to it. And we will continue to perpetuate behavior, even if it's costing us, as long as the benefit is always greater. But as soon as you recognize that what you're doing has a cost that's greater than the benefit, you will immediately stop and arrest that behavior. Has anybody ever had that experience? Like there was something you did and then all of a sudden you go, oh my God, here's what this is costing me. And you stop immediately. You quit smoking, you quit drinking, you quit fucking around, like whatever your thing is, because you realize what it's costing you is greater. So that's why you want to look at the consequences. By the way, there could be positive consequences. So when you go to, Claire, will you read number 7, number 8? And then number 9.
Uh-huh. Number 7, do you have any other precepts about or from the thing being addressed?
So again, if the word is psychic, and you can get past that, the psychic killed my sister, and or all psychics are charlatans, or all psychics, like whatever the thing is, you want to keep going back to that original word, that original concept, and see if there are any other precepts. Okay.
Repeat questions 4 to 7 until all precepts on the thing being addressed have been viewed. Number 8, connected to the thing being addressed, do you have any other misunderstood words? Get the words and clear them in the dictionary. Repeat number 8 until all misunderstood words have been found and cleared.
Understand that everything's made of energy and you're moving along as long as you comprehend something. The minute that you don't understand something is, you hit this wall and you short circuit, you're like, If you have a misunderstood word, you're literally stuck or hung. Have you ever been reading a page and all of a sudden you get to the bottom and you don't know what you just read, but you're in a memory somewhere?
Mm-hmm.
So you need to go back and find out what the word was that either triggered you or that you don't understand. Stop, go to a dictionary, look it up. I used to have 8 dictionaries and one of them was literally like this huge, big thing. And now this is my dictionary. Somebody said, is school going to change because you can now look up the answer to every question you ever had on the test on your phone in less than a second?
Yes.
Education's going to have to change, right? Okay. And then number 9 is really, really powerful. Will you read that, babe?
Number 9, what would be the consequences of having the ability to, whatever the ability would be for the thing being addressed, acknowledge their answer?
So, in other words, what would be the consequences of having the ability to see the gift that a psychic would have instead of believing that all psychics kill people? Psychics are killers, or whatever it is that you were taught in church about how evil psychics are. Psychics aren't talking to angels, they're actually talking to demons, and demons know as much as in the Bible as, that whole story. So you want to look to the rehabilitation of whatever the disability was for them with the belief in the precept. Does that make sense?
Sometimes I like to think of it as like the opposite of the precept.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So what I'm going to do is let me take someone through this. Does someone have a known precept that they've just been wrestling with that they want to get rid of? husbands are jerks. Anybody? Anybody? Bueller? Nobody wants to do any work for? Not Matthew? All right, let's do
I
it,
can't-
babe.
If you can think of one that you know I have, I'm down.
Um, no, Maddie, you've grown so much. All that shit is old, babe. Okay. Does anyone have any precepts about wives or husbands? All wives are this, all husbands are that.
Oh, that's a good one.
Valerie?
You don't want me to get going on that one, do you?
Yes, I do, baby. You took the bait, my love. First of all, I love you. It's so good to see you. It was adorable to see you with Marianne. So freaking
I
adorable.
love her.
I know. I do too. All
And I
right.
love your haircut.
Oh, thank you. It was like straw. I couldn't take it anymore. I'm like, get rid of this straw. It's gone out of here.
I love you as a redhead. All right. So regarding husbands, what precepts do you have about husbands?
Well, all I can say is experience that I've had. They're control freaks.
Okay. I love that. Who or what has caused you to believe all husbands are control freaks?
Just my experience with being married to one,
Okay. What is your husband's name?
Clay.
Thank you. So this is when we're going to go into the what has Clay done to you? What is Clay restrained? So here's what I would recommend when you guys do this process is you write A, B, C, D. And each time you ask, you put a little check mark and you'll have like a row of check marks until they get through it. Put the person's name on top, A, B, C, D, and then you'll say, what has Clay done to you? So that's my question. What has Clay done to you?
What? Well, bitches about everything I do.
Thank you. What have you done to Clay?
Ignored him.
Thank you. What is Clay restrained?
My ability to love.
Thank you. Now, can you guys start to feel the sadness coming in? So let her breathe into that. What have you restrained?
I've restrained my love.
Thank you. Can you guys feel that, the heaviness? You know, first there's the laughter, because it's like, how do you not laugh about this? Because you'd be crying all the time. We're going to just let her breathe into the feeling. Okay. What has Clay done to you?
Well, I know what the answer is supposed to be, which is supposed to be absolutely nothing.
No, no, bullshit. That's not where you are right now. If you get there, fuck, congratulations. But babe, just, I want you to be where you are right now. What has Clay done to you?
Well, it makes me feel unloved.
Thank you. Thank you. I want you to breathe into that. It makes me feel unloved. Yeah. Feel that in your heart. What have you done to Clay?
Probably made him feel unloved too.
Thank you. Probably made him feel unloved too. Thank you. Do you see how quickly this goes deeply?
Yeah.
Okay. What is Clay restrained?
Probably my desire to love.
Thank you. Thank you. Probably my desire to love. Thank you. And what have you restrained?
I've restrained allowing myself to love.
Thank you. I have restrained allowing myself to love. So, Valerie, what's the one thing that God asked us to do when we got here?
I know we're supposed to love everybody.
Listen, we're supposed to. Let me put it this way. I love everybody. I just don't like everybody. And I'm working on it.
Well, it's hard. It's hard to feel.
So here comes the
It's
precept.
hard. It's just difficult to love when.
Thank you. So
when
you would write that
feel
down.
attacked.
It's difficult to love when you feel attacked.
Yeah.
Thank you. Can you guys see that that's another precept? That's another lens through which she sees life. Thank you. Thank you. What has Clay done to you?
Put out negative vibrations in the air.
Thank you. What have you done to Clay?
Probably return those negative vibrations.
Thank you. What has Clay restrained?
Well, honestly, he hasn't really restrained anything.
Thank you. What have you restrained?
I've restrained my personal control of myself and my emotions.
Thank you. So right now, Spirit is telling me to go where? Where would you guys go with this next? Somebody unmute, raise your hand, tell me. Matt?
The whole place of planning.
I actually, what I would first do is I would take her into psychic surgery. Because the emotion is right there. Can you feel the emotion? And then Maddie, that's spot on. Like she's eventually gonna take the relationship with Clay over to the place of planning to find out what the soul contract is and why they have the dynamic that they do. And when she had done that to him in other lifetimes and now they're kind of switch places. Because that's always there. I am not a victim of the world I see. I remember the first time I heard that lesson in A Course in Miracles. And I was like, fuck you, Jesus. There's no way that's true. He laughs, by the way, when you say fuck you to him, he just laughs, laughs and laughs and laughs. JM tells us that shit all the time too. Fuck you, yes I am.
Well, sometimes, you feel like running away, but then I remember what a psychiatrist once said. He says, you can't run away from yourself.
Exactly. 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 Okay. So is there someone that would like to practice psychic surgery on Valerie? Maddie, why don't you practice this since you know.
Where in your body do you feel this?
And Matt, what is it that she feels? Like, I want you to feel into her.
The
What is
emotion?
it- Yeah. What is it that you can feel that she's feeling?
The hurt? Or like or
Yeah, and there's some sadness in there. Can you feel the sadness in there?
I can. Go ahead. Valerie, can you feel the sadness?
I can feel it. It's in my heart. I can feel the pain in my heart, the sadness in my heart.
It's right there.
how
And
big
what's
is it?
really
Right
what's
there.
really great is when you can feel where they feel it and then they're able to name it, it just starts to build your confidence to know that you're just right on track with it. Okay.
How
So
big is
there's
it?
that.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's fine.
Valerie?
Well,
She's
it's more
Matt,
like,
okay, so Matt, watch
Yeah.
her. Her eyes were closed. She was feeling into the size of it. So rather than jump on her name, she hadn't not heard you. She was just feeling into it. So stay present to her while she's doing this, okay?
So it feels more like something wrapped around my heart, almost like I'm seeing like a brown mass that's like wrapped around it and like putting pressure. That's what I'm seeing and feeling.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
How much does it weigh?
I don't think it's real heavy. It almost feels like a coat, like as if there's a coat wrapped around my heart. So I don't think it's real heavy.
Here's one question that I would ask, and I know it's not on the script, but I would ask, is it applying pressure? Like if you can't necessarily give it a weight, is there a pressure that it applies?
Would that be what sensation? Is there a sensation to it?
Yeah, because that's exactly what it feels like. It feels like it's almost like you can't breathe or your heart can't really pump because you feel like something is like, like squeezing it, putting that pressure.
Because that's what it feels like in my body. So my clairsentient says, I feel it in my heart. I feel the sadness. I feel like I can't fully breathe. It feels like there's something wrapped around my heart that's kind of like impinging or squeezing it a little bit. And that way, when I'm asking her these questions and she's saying them, I know that I'm tracking her because I'm feeling what she's feeling. I can see the wrapper, You're doing great, Matt. All right, keep going.
What feelings or emotions are tied in?
Wait. Before you go to that, baby, I would ask, what temperature is it?
Okay. What temperature is it?
So it's body temperature.
You said spotting?
Body temperature.
Okay, thank you.
Another thing that's important for this is what material is it made of?
Valerie, what material is it made of?
I feel like it's like made of wool.
Thank you. Awesome. And now Lynn?
Yep. Yeah. Feelings and emotions.
What
No,
feelings?
you're doing great. Listen, guys, don't take this as correction. Please just take this as training. I want you to be so masterful at this. And I want you to be better than I am at this. So I'll bring you to my level, and then I pray that you all surpass me, honestly. So I'm just going to coach you along the way. Does that work for you guys? Cool. Okay. Yeah. What feelings and emotions?
So feelings and emotions include sadness, regret, frustration, anger, feeling restrained, feeling loss of freedom,
Matt, I would say thank you after all these.
I was just waiting for her to kind of get them all out. I was thinking.
Well, and it's good. So here's another really important thing about Clean Slate. When you repeat back to them what it is they said, they know you're able to feel them where they are. And sometimes someone will be like, hate, anger, sadness, they're skimming. You want them to slow down. You want them to sink into and allow themselves to feel it. So if you go, okay, hate, I want you to breathe into that hate. And they go down into it and they're like, oh, the hate's actually rage. Okay, thank you. Rage. And you repeat it, you're mirroring them, you're duplicating it. And JM does this so brilliantly. For any of you that have ever had the opportunity or will ever have the opportunity to be in his presence when he does Love's Breath and Radical Inquiry, he took these exercises like to the nth degree, just really, really phenomenal. And Claire is also extraordinary with that. If you guys get a chance to practice with Claire, and I'll make sure to assign you guys all partners today.
Thank you.
Keep
Sorry.
going.
Valerie, is there anything else? Any other feelings or emotions tied in with that?
Um, well, sometimes I feel like kind of like stupidity. I don't know how to describe that, but the stupidity of it all.
What do you mean by the stupidity? Thank you. What do you mean by the stupidity of it all?
Well, it's almost like when I think about it, I can see like history repeats the same as like my mom and dad.
Mhm.
You know, and you
Mm.
say, oh, I would never, I would never marry someone like my dad, and then you do.
Right. Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I mean by the stupidity. Why do we do this to ourselves?
Right, because we didn't work it out in childhood, so then we got to take it into our marriages. I literally was dating a guy once, and he goes, he asked me to marry him, and then he goes, but you don't want to marry me because I am your father. And I'm like, yeah, exactly. So we didn't get married, but yeah,
Yeah.
that's a beautiful observation, Valerie. Really powerful.
Is there anything else, Valerie?
No, honestly, I don't think so, because the more I talk about it, the more light I'm already feeling lighter, like,
Really,
yeah, I already kind of feel a release, like I've
brilliant.
done this to myself. How stupid are you?
So we're just saying,
That's gorgeous, babe.
that's what you were just saying, right? You're going to realize, no, they didn't.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful.
What's the lesson in it for you? Or
Well, honestly, I just keep getting reminded that everything that happens, that, you've done it for yourself, or you've asked for it. Because I mean, not only in this situation, but several situations in my life right now, I'll start ranting about somebody, and then I'll realize, well, where in my life,
Have I done that? Yeah.
have I done this, that, or the other? It's hilarious. I was doing that the other day, just ranting about someone, and I thought, I wonder where in my life I've done that, or,
My favorite phrase is this motherfucker. Like there's someone out there doing something to me, and they're a motherfucker. Has anybody ever had that thought about anything? Anyone?
Oh.
Okay, beautiful. So now take her through the surrounding it with a field of love.
Valerie, I want you to surround the little brown mass of wool constricting your heart.
Okay.
Regret. I want you to surround it with a field of love. I want you to be grateful for everything it's done. And then I want you to go ahead.
I am.
Thank you. And then I want you to go ahead and gently remove it from your chest and put it about 3 feet in front of you.
Okay. Yes, I've done that.
Cool. Look, I want you to go ahead next and call upon a guide to help you escort it out.
Okay.
I would have her turn it white, Matt.
Yeah, I was gonna also. Okay, yeah, go ahead.
No, it's perfect.
Brother, I want you to surround in a field of white light, of love, and turn the entire brown mass white.
Okay. All right, I've done that.
Ask for a guide to come back and help it send back to source.
All right.
Who comes to help?
Okay.
Which one of your guys has come to help?
Oh, which guide?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't really see a guide. I saw it like break up into a million pieces and float away, kind of like stars going back up to heaven.
Love it. Thank you. And then I want you to go back and heal that place in your heart and fill that with the golden or pink and green light of love.
Okay.
And then now we go to the place of planning.
No, you have a fairy come in with a fairy wand, and you
Even if she says that she feels like it's already gone. Like if
see,
it,
so you've removed the tumor, but
Right.
now what you want to do is you want, like, there's a, so the tumor, if you have a physical tumor in the human body, it feeds off of the blood supply. So when you remove these objects, there's a hole there, and the universal board is a vacuum. So you want to have the fairy lend you the fairy wand. You tap, you release the fairy dust, and the fairy dust fills up the place where that tumor was, and like puts it all back to God's golden light and love.
Okay.
Okay, beautiful. Now I would just take her and her husband over to the place of planning.
Valerie, I'd like you and your husband to come to the place of planning. And we're going to ask everybody involved in the situation, if it's just the two of you, and your guide, and ask what was the contract in this situation? What was the lesson for you?
What is the soul contract between you and Cole for this lifetime?
Is it this lifetime or this incident?
No, this lifetime. Because they've been playing out this game. This is their soul contract for this incarnation. Matt, this is the right place to ask them to have a guide to come and join them in the place of planning.
Right. Valerie, would you call forth the guide? Tell you and Cole. Who comes forth?
And also make sure that when they go to the place of planning, that they don't go at the level of personality, like husband versus wife, like spy versus spy. But when you step into the realm of the place of planning, you always call forth your higher self. And you have your higher self step into you. Because the higher self will help you be able to see it from the aspect of soul rather than personality. Because at the level of personality, you're like, and this motherfucker, you know? Yeah, so Matt, you can ask her again, who is the guide that comes forth?
Valerie, who is the guy that comes forth to help you with this?
Well, it's of course Marcus. He's the one who's always in my Akashic records. And so he comes forth, and we've been discussing this situation. And I think honestly, it's really learning to love the people that, you know, people with differences, and just learning to love unconditionally, no matter what the situation is. I really think that's, you know, that's what I'm learning, is to love unconditionally. And it's hard, but it's a lesson you need to learn.
Beautiful. It's awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, it's one that you're actually here to master, Valerie.
Yeah, and I think it also help other people learn to love unconditionally as well.
Yeah. Yeah, you're leading by example, babe. It's gorgeous. So, Matt, the ask Marcus if there are any other lessons that she's meant to learn in this relationship.
Valerie, I want you to ask Marcus if there are any other lessons associated with this relationship, this soul contract between you and Paul.
Well, things are coming forth like patience, trust.
Anything else?
I keep thinking in my head, just don't kill him.
To live and let live.
Yeah, isn't that funny how that just popped in my head, just don't kill him.
So here's a great question.
Thank you, yeah.
In how many incarnations have you two killed each other?
Oh, that's a good question. How many incarnations have we killed each other? Oh. Marcus is laughing and he says more than one.
Exactly.
And it's interesting because I'm seeing swords, like chopping off a head. I'm seeing like a long sword. So that was probably in some incarnation.
Yep. Good. So the rules of the game, the rules of engagement for this incarnation are no swords.
Yeah.
Cool. Good job, you guys.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I feel better already though.
Right on.
Off my heart
Yeah,
release.
your energy is lightened up tremendously.
I know. I feel like this huge weight has lifted.
Love
Thank you.
that. Good job. Good job. Okay. So now invite everybody to come and celebrate.
Valerie, I'd like you to come and invite everyone to celebrate the completion of the soul.
We shall do that. We shall celebrate.
Do you see anything else come through? I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lynn, am I missing anything?
Nope. Just thank everybody who attended.
Yes. Thank you all for being here.
You can leave Cole there. Just with you and Cole, I'm hearing right now some forgiveness would be huge. For you two to just forgive each other. There's truly so much love between you. And this is just, another cycle of here we go around the mulberry bush.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Nope. I would take Marcus, Valerie and Marcus make their way back to the round table.
Yes.
Drop Marcus off.
Okay.
Beautiful. So Matt, I would lead her back to her place of peace and then just walk her through the 6 steps of the integration. Do you have that in front of you?
I will in a second.
Okay.
Sorry.
Mom. Faux soup. It's delicious. You want a bite? All right. I'll bring it out to you later.
I can't find my quantum.
Okay. Does someone else want to take her through the integration? Someone else want to practice the integration? Can I get a volunteer? Okay. Valerie, first I want you to integrate everything that you just experienced through your physical dynamic. So all the places inside of you where you held on to that heartache, all the places inside of you where you held on to the sadness, where the feelings of wanting to kill your husband arose from time to time, because you've done it before, and you're just not making that choice this lifetime. So you can let all that go. Beautiful, beautiful. I want you all to feel the integration happening, like physically she's just at peace with herself in her heart. Gorgeous. Really gorgeous. Next, I want you to integrate everything that you just experienced through your personal dynamic. And that's your emotional body, where you know that you literally have the choice to let yourself feel at peace at each and every moment. You can feel the peace about yourself. You can feel the peace about Cole. By the way, they just told me that your relationship with Cole is going to shift mightily out of this process. Beautiful. Next, I want you to integrate everything that you just experienced through your interpersonal dynamic. And that's where you relate to another one-on-one. And you just find that you're going to have this new kind of unexpected compassion for him and forgiveness for him and kindness for him. And he's just going to be less critical because something shifted in the fabric of your relationship this evening. It's beautiful. Take another inhale. On your exhale, I want you to integrate everything that you just experienced through your social dynamic. So we're still inside of the emotional realm, but now you've moved from you personally to you one-on-one, and now it bleeds out into relationships. It bleeds out into your communities. It bleeds out into the family and the friendships, and people that just used to irk you, they're going to irk you less. You're just going to have more of a feeling of generosity and space for people than you did before. Because literally the very fabric of your existence shifted with this healing tonight. Next, I want you to integrate everything that you just experienced through your principal dynamic. And now we move into the mental realm. And this is the place where the thoughts that you have thought, the beliefs that you have held, you released tonight. Just gonna let them go. Back to the nothingness from whence they came. You're no longer going to see your husband as an adversary. You're actually going to see him as a companion. You're going to know that every time you choose love over fear, you've just reduced yet another piece of karma. Every time you laugh rather than get upset, you've just inched another step closer to your soul's freedom. Beautiful. And then finally, I want you to take another breath in, and on your exhale, I want you to integrate everything that you just experienced through your universal dynamic. And this is you in the spiritual realm. This is beyond the body, beyond the mind, beyond the emotions. This is you knowing you as a being of light. I and the Father are one. And you know that there is no challenge in a relationship that is ever put in front of you that isn't going to lead you right back to love and isn't going to lead you right back to God. You take a beautiful inhale in and you find yourself grateful. Grateful for giving yourself the gift of coming here. Grateful for the gift of surrendering to your truth. Giving up the ego, giving up the drama, giving up the story, and surrendering to love. Nothing real can be threatened. Nothing unreal exists. And herein lies the peace of God. Can I get an amen? Ellie,
Thank
Matthew.
you. No, that was beautiful.
If you see the smile on her face, know that the field of love that you held for her was exactly what she needed. Guys, the words don't matter, the order doesn't matter. If what you're able to do is bring someone back to love, that's really all that this is about. Look
Yeah,
at this
that was
woman.
really nice. Thank
Look
you.
at that woman. Look at that face. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Thanks for volunteering, babe. Good job, Matthew.
Yes, thank you. Thank
And
you for
thank
your
you all
help.
for holding space. So as we continue to make this journey through the mastermind, some will leave, some will stay. But what we're going to do is we're going to get you guys to the point where your confidence is going to be so clear. You're going to have all this shit memorized. Honestly, it doesn't matter what comes first. I know I gave you a list of like, do this, this, and this. What matters the most is the heart. And the heart is what you guys bring to this. And the heart is what allows the healing to happen. All right, my darlings, I'm going to give you your evenings back. I love you all madly. Thank you. Thank you for making this one of my favorite things to do in my life. Truly, it is. It's an absolute blessing. You're all a blessing in my life. Anybody have any
Thank you,
questions?
Lynn. Thank
So-
you, Valerie. Thank you, Matt. That was great.
Thank you all. That was awesome.
Practice clean slate with each other and let it take you where it's going to take you.
Are we
Okay.
breaking?
Who are we partnered with?
Hold on. Let us do them. Oh, you motherfucker. All right, hold on a second. I don't have control of this room. Sorry. She's got a potty mouth. She's such a New Yorker. Hold on, we'll log in. Sorry. Every fucking time I have to log back in. All right, where are we? Process. Bianca, can you please remind me, baby, tomorrow to fix that shit? I don't know why it keeps happening. I don't know why I can't open shit. I think my computer's like turned me off. I've been on for too long. All right, hold on. I gotta mute. I'm gonna blast your ears.
I'm sorry, I think I missed who I was supposed to partner up with. My phone keeps freezing.
I haven't
No,
been
she
able
didn't
to.
say it yet.
No, babe, I haven't been able to get anybody. I haven't been able to do it yet because I'm not host. I mean, I'm host, but I'm not host. I'll be right back.
Oh, mine said you're a host now. I just saw that. I think you're muted.
No, okay. So, okay. Matthew is with Priyanka. Valerie is with Fred. Nina is with Ellen, and Damaris is with Claire. You guys got that?
Yes.
Claire, who are you with?
Damaris.
Ellen, who are you with?
Nina.
Valerie, who are you with?
Fred.
Beautiful. Priyanka, who are you with?
Matthew.
Lucky girl. It's amazing. All right. I love you all madly. I'm here if you need me. Please reach out. Like, seriously. I'm happy to help. I'm through with my vacation for now. We'll see what's next. Thank you all for being here.